Welcome to 2018, everybody. This is Chortle Cast.
How's the world? Is it on fire
It
right
hadn't
now?
blown up yet, so we're doing pretty good.
Watch it blow up on the 31st.
Probably would. I'm Jake. This is Brody.
The pessimistic one.
You're the realistic one, I thought.
I feel like Steven's probably more realist than I am.
I'm definitely more realist, but they do say a pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist. So
There you go. And then we also have Steven here hanging out. This is, in case you didn't know, this is Chortle Cast, the official podcast of Chortle Games. Where we talk about TV shows, anime, movies, games, video games, of course, anything we want to talk about. And we've got a great show planned for you. This is the first episode of 2018. It is also the 1-year anniversary of Chortle Cast.
Anniversary.
So it's only fitting that today we talk about some of our most anticipated games that are coming out or are said to be coming out in 2018. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just go off. We're going to go off on a list very similar to the last episode. And we're just going to talk through some of our games we're looking forward to. So, Steven, you said you don't want to go first, right? This time you went first last time.
Right.
Tell you what, I'll kick off. I'll kick it off
start?
this time. No, I'll kick it off.
My number 5 is Fidget Spinner Simulator.
it's believable somehow.
Fidget Spinner Simulator?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Probably. I don't know.
There's surely a Flash game that has spinners or
I
something.
mean, there's probably some stupid app on like your phone that just like you tap a fidget spinner to spin it. I don't know.
Well,
probably
I'll start
already
us-
exists,
That's
honestly.
a great honorable mention.
Thank you.
There you go. I'll start us off with number 5 for me, which probably a month ago this wasn't even on my radar of games that I wanted to play, but Detroit Become Human.
Chicago Become Human?
Yeah, man. Chicago
Chicago.
Become Robo.
Chicago Become Robo?
Yeah. Detroit Become Human. Obviously, there's been a lot shown of this game, of the different scenarios. There's been some controversy around child abuse portion of the game. But they showed gameplay at PSX this year. They did a demo live with the audience, where the audience was shouting, oh, save the fish, do this. Making
Shoot the
choices.
guy. That's
For some reason, in all the trailers, it looked more to me like a Telltale game, where and what I mean by that is you're picking your choices, but you're not really playing. You know what I mean? Which there's an audience for that, and I get that, and some of those I do enjoy, but I wanted a little bit more. And the gameplay they showed here, where the guy's walking around, he's detecting, he's doing detective work.
He's a detective. He's detecting.
He's a detective. He's detecting things. But it just looked like a lot of fun. The choices, it seems like it can go anywhere. I mean,
Yes.
really, I'd be afraid that I'd screw it up because of just how many directions it could go. But like it showed you like a possibility, like percentage of like, are you going to be successful? It was really cool. Like I have not been sold on it until I watched it be played. So, a month ago, I may not have even been interested in this game, but I am really looking forward to it and trying it out next year. So,
I hope someone at some point in the game throws a chicken into one of the main character's arms, and they flail around.
They wrestle with it in the grocery store.
Yeah, and then they try to run through crowds, but you miss the button prompt, so you run into people and.
I just hope there's
Fall
someone
down.
named Sean.
is there a joke? Am I missing?
I'll have to show it to you later.
I'm missing something,
You're
apparently.
missing something.
I'm sorry. Brady, what's your number 5 for next year?
Steven, did
Want me to go? I'll go.
Well, did you want to talk about Detroit?
Oh, yeah. I actually would like to talk about Detroit. I mean, Jake basically said most of the things that I was going to say. Stuff at PSX was really cool. Mm-hmm. From a writing standpoint, the amount of possibilities is just ridiculous because they've said that, there's 3 characters you play as. There is no game over screen. Right. So the game proceeds even if characters die.
Right.
And that blows my mind a little bit. Just seeing all the different threads that can happen. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, you mentioned the 3 characters. What you do is one character affects the other.
Yep.
And so
you can
from a writing
favor one
standpoint-
character for
Oh man. But anyway, I'm sorry I cut you off. What were you about to get into?
No, you're good. That's basically it. I love a good story-driven game, and that's one of those Until Dawn, way back, interested me in concept, but not in execution, or I guess in execution but not in concept. That's a better way to put it.
Right.
But Detroit Become Human looks like it actually is going to have some pretty cool visuals, pretty cool plot, to where I'm all in for this. Like playing the investigator guy, Connor. Is it Connor?
I think that's right.
Yeah, it's Connor. That stuff looks so fun to me. I'm gonna love every minute of that.
Yeah. It's gonna be a great game for sure. So, all right. So who wants to go next? I don't care. Steven, I thought you needed a minute or two.
In the amount of time it took you guys to do the entrance, the opening, bless you, Brody. I made my list.
Wow. All right.
I'll do mine because mine doesn't have like any information really about it.
Okay.
Is the Fire Emblem for the mainline Fire Emblem for the Switch
game. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the first. Well, I guess there's Fire Emblem Warriors, but I'm not going to count that as a Fire Emblem game.
That's that. I know it's not a core game.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. The next real.
Yeah. So there's going to be. They're taking it from the 3DS and it's going to be on the Switch now.
Mm-hmm.
That bums me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But it gives me another reason to buy a Switch. So
they may.
You need to get a Switch, Steven.
Yeah.
You mentioned it in the last podcast. You're like, I don't have one, but it seems like it's been the thing this year. It's just like, you need one.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be one of those things that kind of like dual releases, but I would assume that they'd mostly keep it on Switch to try to get the fans to.
Dual releases are a bad thing in the first place because that always shows a sign of transition from one to another.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, games just work so much better when they are designed solely for the system they release on.
That's a very good point.
But that I'm.
But we don't know anything about that at this point, right? Just 2000. I mean, they've said 2018. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think all they've announced is like just that there's a mainline Fire Emblem coming out for Switch 2018.
You know, I know that's a niche audience, but that's probably going to be a pretty good game.
I would say it was a niche audience before Awakening, but now since Awakening, it's gotten like way bigger.
I may give this one a try just because
definitely
it's coming to the
brought
Switch.
Yeah.
Because were you playing before Awakening, Steven?
Oh, absolutely. That was one of my games as a kid. That and Fire Emblem Final Fantasy Tactics, yeah. Final Fantasy Tactics and Fire Emblem were what got me in the strategy genre in the first place, and now it's one of my favorite subgenres.
Yeah, I started with, I think it's Blazing Sword.
Eliwood and Hector.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
Blazing Sword.
And Lynn. That was the one I started with, so I've kind of been with the
me
series
too.
for a while. But I'm excited to see it come back to console. Mm-hmm. They did for a little while with the GameCube and then went back to 3DS. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But that's it. There's no like information about it or anything yet.
I'll be more excited as they continue to show more.
Steven,
okay. So Steven,
5.
what's your number 5?
In the vein of, I'm going to be super left field here just because I'm going to try to piggyback off of what you guys talk about. Because, there's a game coming out called Phoenix Point. I believe that's what it is called.
That is made way out of left field.
I have no damn clue what that is.
It is a PC game. This is why. In the vein of strategy games.
Okay. You spelled Phoenix.
It's made by the guys that did the original XCOM. And it's... We don't know much about it yet. But it's going to be like XCOM, but with elements of Fallout, like limb targeting and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
And it looks like it's going to be like really, really, really difficult. But I mean, I love XCOM. I love everything XCOM. So.
Holy moly! Is it like really freaky?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I'm looking through your pictures,
and I found one of this spider lady.
That sounds about right.
It's a crab man. Ew.
Yeah, the aliens apparently are like really, really creative, a lot more big than they were in like the original XCOM games. And I think that they can adapt. which makes them even more terrifying.
It's moving. I just clicked the picture and it started moving. This game looks scary.
Yeah.
Oh
It has
my
some
gosh.
cool design. I like it. No, I'm looking forward to it, Steven. Thanks.
But it's just on PC, huh?
Probably so. If it gets enough backing, because it may have been a Kickstarter. So if it does well enough,
I think
they
it
may
was
do a console port.
He accidentally clicked through to their website and it said the backing was complete. I think.
Right. It did. That's cool. So you said it plays like XCOM. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, it's made by the makers of the original XCOM.
Gotcha.
So we don't know what that looks like exactly.
Right.
There are elements of the original that I didn't like as much as I like Enemy Unknown, Enemy Within, and 2. But it's a new strategy game with all the elements, so
I'm sure it'll be great. All right.
Yeah, number 4.
My number 4.
Idiot.
First,
Say
I
it.
just want to say this is the best podcast. F all the other ones. I'm just kidding. A Way Out. That was my what's his name?
I was gonna reference that in this podcast, but you beat me to it.
I'm sorry. I really did.
Shit, what is his name? Joseph Ferris.
Joseph Ferris, thank you. Yeah, no, that's my Joseph Ferris impression.
Fuck the YouTube.
Oh my gosh, Brody, we can't say that word on this podcast.
You can swear, it's on the internet. You can,
I just did.
It's the internet. What
that was
are we gonna do?
that was me being the Dorito Pope for a second.
Oh man. You know, I've a side note on him. I've heard some Andrea Renee, who was doing some. I'm a big fan of her. She does What's Good Game. She's on some of the kind of funny stuff. She was doing Facebook interviews, or like interviews that were going live on Facebook with all the people who won awards or presented something. Blah blah blah. She said that he came back. The group decided to delete his footage because it was just beyond. It was rude. It was disrespectful. That sort of stuff. So I hate hearing that because it was such a funny moment in the real thing. But I hate that there were some kind of bad negative things that came out of it. Anyway, A Way Out looks like a great game.
I just like the fact that only one person has to buy it.
Yeah. I mean, I can buy it. I can call Brody and say, hey, you want to play? He can get online from his house and we can play together. And I like that the whole thing has to be played with a friend.
Yeah.
And that it's easy to do that. I mean, like we just said, you don't have to. The other person doesn't have to pay for it. I'm really excited about it. I hope EA doesn't find a way to screw it up.
Yeah.
But the story looks compelling. The gameplay looks interesting. And I'm excited to play it with you guys. We're probably going to do a let's play of it of some sort. But yeah, I'm really excited about that one.
To me, it's like I say all the time, I'm a sucker for a good co-op game, and it's like new breath of new life in the co-op subgenre.
Right.
Like doing something that I haven't seen before, but somehow still brings me back to like when I was on Xbox 360 and I was a teenager, and like games still felt new to me.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about A Way Out, and that was on my. That was actually on my top 5. I need to find another one now.
You don't have to find
Way to
another
go,
one.
Jay.
You don't
I'm gonna
have
try.
to find another one.
I'm gonna try.
If you find another one, feel free. But no, that's fine. I mean, that just lets you know if two of us are looking forward to it. I mean, it's going to be pretty good. So, all right, what's your 4, Brody?
My number 4 is Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption. Son.
I can do
Is
that
what you're
because my
saying?
voice is dead right now. Red Dead Redemption.
That is actually my number 2, but we'll get there later. Okay. I'm really looking forward to that game. There's some games that you've put on here that I don't even care about compared to Red Dead.
I'm excited to play multiplayer and lasso my friends up and drag them around on a horse.
See, it's so funny because y'all enjoyed the multiplayer of that so much.
I love the story. But
I only played the story. I never did any multiplayer stuff.
I love the story, but me, Steven, Miles,
right,
my brother, and a couple of other people from back home all like just played the multiplayer. And
you know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for when we
carriages.
take 30 minutes to get a carriage, and then someone kills our horses on the carriage, so that 30 minutes was for nothing, and then we all fall off a cliff and die.
Yes. And get attacked by panthers once we're at the bottom of that cliff.
While we're ragdolling down the cliff, get attacked by panthers.
Wow.
Well, I mean, at least in this, people can't call in drone strikes. So, like, orbital strikes on you. I heard that in GTA 5, the thing with the Doomsday heist that they just added orbital strikes to multiplayer.
God,
Oh, gosh.
bless.
So, like, everyone just calls in orbital strikes on people now, and it just sounds awful.
Well,
It does sound awful.
anyway, yeah, that game is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I know the story's going to be great. The multiplayer is probably only going to get better since GTA 5 Online has done so well.
I hope they don't hold back from the story, kind of like they've done with GTA 5 and GTA Online.
I hope so too, because like Red Dead is so different from that.
Yeah.
Surely they won't, but
I don't know, because there was like they scrapped like all the DLC for single player for GTA Online stuff. Mm-hmm. So hopefully it doesn't go like that, and hopefully it's not everything in like GTA Online is so expensive. Like Steven, I know you started playing kind of recently, like on and off ish, but like it's expensive to like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not like real money, but like you get money in the game and have to earn it to buy new things, and it's just like crazy how long it takes to.
yeah, it's hard to earn enough money. The best way to do it is with heists. Like you can easily get screwed over by other people.
Yeah, unless you're playing with.
That's
people
why
you
I
actually
haven't
know.
really gotten into it, because it all relies on other people, and I just can't play that.
Yeah, I'm excited for some Red Dead.
Being a cowboy is gonna be great.
I wish it was still John Marston, but whoever
We'll
it
let
is
it
now,
pass.
yeah, whoever
We'll
it
let it
is now will
slide.
have to do.
Steven, did you have anything else you want to say about Red Dead?
My
I know
Red
that
Dead
was one of yours.
experience. Yeah, well, I mean, it was one that I definitely wanted mentioned, but I just have so many good memories of Red Dead on the Xbox 360 that I'm ready to get back into it, and it was just such a good game. Like I always preferred it to GTA because it felt a lot more grounded. And
Did you ever play the zombie DLC with us?
oh yeah,
That was
Such
great.
a
That was
ridiculous
probably one of the
DLC.
greatest DLCs ever.
It was so. It added the 4 horses. Like of Apocalypse instead of the horsemen, it was like their horses.
Horses.
yeah.
So there's like some that like left behind fire and some that left behind like pestilence and stuff. And it was just so cool. And then like the horde mode kind of thing
Yeah.
for multiplayer was ridiculous. It was really it got really hard eventually, but
See,
like,
that's why I think they won't sell out on the story for this one, because I think this is so different from what they do with GTA that this is where we have a story and there's also multiplayer.
Yeah.
But GTA probably the next iteration will probably be mostly multiplayer. I don't think they'll cut story entirely, but
GTA 5, from my understanding, the story didn't suffer. The story was still good.
yeah, it's still fine.
it was just that they didn't add like all the DLC for 4, if I'm remembering correctly, was like standalone stories.
It was all. It was all. Yeah. It was actually expansions, not even DLC. Yeah, but I feel like moving forward past release, Red Dead probably won't get any substantial, significant single player DLC, kind of the way of Grand Theft Auto. But I feel like it will get a pretty memorable, pretty robust, in-depth single player campaign.
Story. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. All right, was that your number 4?
Yes.
So, Steven, you're number 4. Have we already done Steven's number 4?
No, you took Steven's number 4.
I took it. I'm sorry. Okay.
So I've done some revisions.
Okay.
I'm
Move
trying to
some
stay
things
original. Yes, because you guys have already mentioned 2 of my originals way out in Detroit. So I went deep and found Left Alive. You remember this?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Look that shit up too, because I don't know that.
That's another zombie game, right?
No, it's a mech game.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's made by the... I can't remember who's making it.
I forget the developer, but it's done by it's in the universe of the front. Is it Frontlines? Maybe a game that I played before that I thought was pretty okay.
Google,
but
I think
just
it's
the name.
I think it's a Square Enix game.
It's a Squeenix game, but
it
like,
is. It's a Squeenix game.
I don't know. Like, there's a specific developer that's doing it.
Yes, but the team behind it, just some of the specific people involved. One of them, the mech designer on the game, or one of the mech designers, was a mech designer for Gundam. And that in itself was like, okay. Okay.
It says Square Enix is developing it.
It does, but there was like 2 people working on it that like. It was
there's
the Metal Gear character artist.
Yes.
And then there was something else, but I can't remember what it was.
The art for a lot of it looks very Metal Gear. Like it looks like a combination of Metal Gear and Armored Core, which I'm very okay with because both of those games are pretty special. But we know basically nothing about it. But it's one of those where it's like it's early in the concept stage, but I'm like curious whenever they come out with more stuff about it. So I'm eager to hear where that one ends up.
I forgot about that one.
I did too. Frick.
I don't think we know that that's 2018 though. Sorry, me and Brody, in looking at pictures of Stevens, we just realized there's a game that neither of us put on our list.
I think it'll come out in 2018, but like late 2018. They've been working on the game art. Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Ghost.
They've been working on that for like 3 or 4 years. So
right, but they've just now announced it, so it may or may not come out. But Sucker Punch, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like we haven't even seen gameplay. We've only seen the cinematic that they released during Paris Games Week, and it did look awesome. Sucker Punch makes really good games.
They do. I'm excited about that one.
I guess it should be higher than an honorable mention, but I'm looking forward to it.
Steven, did you have anything else to say about Left Alive?
No, it's literally just, hey, that sounds cool. Let's see where that goes.
Let's see where it goes. All right, my number 3 is Kirby All-Stars, which is the Kirby game coming to Switch.
I saw that when I was looking for
year.
Switch games coming out in 2018, and I was like, I want to put that, but I didn't. But I'm really excited for it because it looks like Mario 64. Wow,
it feels
looks like Kirby 64,
right?
But like new.
Yeah,
because it's like you can combine powers again, and I love that about 64.
And then there's co-op involved.
Yep.
It just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then putting it on the Switch.
Yeah.
It just I'm pretty much am willing to try anything that's going to be put on the Switch. I haven't been a big fan of Kirby games in the past.
I loved 64.
I've really only played a few. 64. What was the one that was the Star Racers or whatever?
Kirby Air Riders or something?
Yeah, something like that.
That one was really fun.
That's Sonic Air Riders.
No.
There is something like that.
There's a Sonic thing where they ride hoverboards, but
yeah, that was Air Riders. That's all I was saying. I don't know. I'm shutting up.
I don't know. The Kirby racing game,
and
whatever
I
it
played
was.
Return to Dreamland from Kirby too.
Anyway, I haven't been a big Kirby fan, but I'm looking forward and most interested in what they're doing here with the Switch.
I had the Wii U, and I was excited when they first were announcing a Kirby thing, but then it turned out to be like that weird kind of claymation thing where you're like Kirby's a ball and you have to like lead him around the level with the stylus and stuff, and I just wasn't into it. I never picked it up.
Yeah, that one
but
was
this
weird.
This one looks really good.
Yeah.
Why does that keep happening?
Our headphones are about to die.
Shit. Steven, go fast. What's your
Steven,
3?
what is your 3?
Number 3 is Far Cry 5.
Ah, yes.
That one looks cool.
So that got delayed,
Next.
but is it still in 2018?
Yes.
Okay.
I think they just pushed it back like a month.
I think that's
Yeah,
right.
I think it's March.
I'm excited for it, but I am upset that it's less than 4 players, or 3 at least.
Yeah, Far Cry 3 was my favorite shooter of all time, pretty much. And I'm hoping it's more 3 than it is 4, but that's yet to be seen. And co-op, everything is, again, good.
Yeah. The co-op is a good selling point for me. The gameplay just looks crazy. I mean, the things you can do. I don't know that the story really has me intrigued at this point.
Yeah.
But it looks fun and fun to play with other people. So that's a good one.
Okay. My 3 is SpiderMan.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why you're not excited for it. Every time we bring it up, you hate it.
I don't hate it. I love Spider-Man. But Spider-Man 2, that game,
Well, I'm just hoping it is like Spider-Man 2.
and everything I've seen says no, it's not like that. Everything I've seen says it's like the Amazing Spider-Man game,
I hope not. That was awful.
where it's like quick time events, and even the fighting is more quick timey.
I'm looking forward to it.
I will happily try it.
Yeah.
But I am not looking forward to it at this point.
I'm looking forward to it.
Steven, you're looking forward to it as well, right?
I am.
I mean, so what has you guys excited about it? Because I mean, I'm looking at it, and everything I'm seeing is red flags from other Spider-Man games I've played.
I mean, it looks better to me than Amazing Spider-Man was trash. It was pretty bad.
For me, it's the fact that it's a non-movie tie-in Marvel game from a serious developer.
Yeah.
It's a good sign. And I really hope it does well so that we can move forward with other Marvel tie-ins to video games.
That was your thing, Dad?
Yeah, I can't hear Jake.
Yeah, Jake's earphone died.
Yeah, my headphones just died, so I can't hear Steven now. So, Spider-Man, yeah. What did you say, Steven? Again, just...
The main thing for me that makes me excited about Spider-Man is that it is a Marvel non-movie tie-in game from a serious developer, which is a really good sign moving forward.
Right.
I just hope it does well so that we can get more stuff like it.
Right. I hope it does well. I hope it plays like Spider-Man 2, like you're hoping it does. I have not seen... I haven't seen what I need to see to say, yes, I want to do that. I want to see gameplay where they're in the city, they're swinging around, they're doing a side mission, they're playing around, doing stuff. I want to see what kind of web things you can do just on your own.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more we need to see, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking for anything crazy. Like, in Spider-Man 2, you could shoot a web at a wall, you could aim, shoot that web, you could shoot another web, and you could hold it by just holding both triggers. And you could sit there and swing like you're on a swing, or you could let go and go one way, and it just felt so good. And I haven't seen anything that met that. Like, even in the Amazing Spider-Man games that came out recently, like, they talk about, like, oh, you can't swing in the park because there aren't tall buildings, whatever. But in Spider-Man 2, you could shoot your web at a tree and swing as far as you could with that. Like, the physics were all there.
Yeah.
But in all the Amazing Spider-Man games, it was like the original Spider-Man 1 game that it did that same thing too, where you could swing where there were tall buildings.
Yeah.
But once you hit a point where there weren't tall buildings, you couldn't swing. So I just need to see that, and then I'll be excited for it. Was that everybody's 3?
Yep.
So we've done 3. Okay. My number 2 was Red Dead Redemption 2. We've already talked about that.
Way to go.
So, hey, it's an exciting game. And like I said, I put that on 2 because I am really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
When I sat down and just did the list, I tried to not look at anything at first and just think of, like, okay, what am I looking forward to? And Red Dead is definitely at the top of my list. So.
Attaboy.
Anyway, all right, Steven, what's your 2?
Metro Exodus.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's the one with, like, the little rat monster things?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, it's so much more, Jake. It's so much more. You guys seriously should play.
I see them go on sale on PlayStation all the time.
Both games are excellent. They perfectly blend horror and action, so you never feel truly helpless, but you're still scared for your life.
All the gameplay they showed at E3 and everything has just been awesome.
Yeah, it visually it looks like it's going to be amazing, but I think Last Light, which was the previous game in the series, came out 2011, 2012, 2013, around that time. So it's been a while, and I'm just eager to get back into it because that's my favorite horror game. It's less horror, more first-person action.
It seems like more action, but yeah, there's definitely some freaky stuff happening.
Yes, as far as like survival horror suspense kind of goes, it's my favorite, and I'm always looking to get back into that franchise. So
hey, there's a crossbow, so I'll give it a shot.
Oh my god.
Okay. There's a what?
A crossbow.
Oh yeah.
If you ever want Jake to play something,
just put a bow in it.
Throw a bow in there.
Throw a bow in it, and I'll love it. Hey, Breath of the Wild won my game of the year. It's got a great bow gameplay.
It's got a great bow, y'all.
It's got a great bow.
My number 2 is another one that I can't really talk much about because we don't know much more than a name and that it's in development. but the Pokemon RPG for the Switch.
I also would have put this probably at number 1 or 2, except I wasn't sure that it was in 2018, so I neglected to put it on there.
You said that while I was working, and I just haven't looked it up, so I don't know.
They may be saying it's going to make it in 2018. I just highly doubt it.
That'd definitely be a around Christmas.
It would be
thing
the end of this year if it was going to happen.
to definitely sell some consoles,
Right.
But
it would be huge. It is going to be huge. I mean, it started off with, was it E3 that they announced that they were going to make a mainline RPG for the Switch?
yeah, because we were doing the videos.
It
for 'em.
started out with that, and that was exciting in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
But then it came out in later interviews that they are dropping the 3DS entirely.
Mm-hmm.
They've come to the conclusion that they can't do anything else with the 3DS. They need to move up.
Yeah.
And so the Switch is there, which is just super exciting. But what all that says to me is they just made that decision, earlier in 2017.
Yeah.
It's not like we've been developing something. Like maybe they've come up with some concepts. Maybe they've got the next batch of Pokemon ready, but they haven't started programming anything.
Yeah.
So maybe that development will happen faster. But I can't imagine it's going to be in just under a year or just over a year.
Not unless they've
coming
been
up
working
with
for it. Working
Yeah.
on it for a while.
I mean, really, the only way I can think of it is they were at the point where they were programming, and then someone said, no, switch. We're going to do everything to switch. And so they just scrapped that first month or so of programming and are starting over.
Yeah.
But I could be totally wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I am very excited about playing that game as well.
I mean, they've got to release another big thing this year. So
I think their big things this year are that Fire Emblem, the Kirby, there's a Yoshi game, and then Metroid is saying it's 2018.
So we haven't seen anything.
But we haven't seen anything for that. So I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Don't hit me.
Because I've always loved the Pokemon games that were on a console. Those have always been great.
Yes. All right.
Steven.
Number
Did Steven
one?
do your 2?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
2 was first.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't
It was Exodus.
Exodus. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
All
All
right.
right, number 1. Are ours the same again?
No,
Oh, they're not? Well, I'll go first then. Mine is Kingdom Hearts 3.
I don't believe that it's going to come out this year.
I don't either, but they have announced that it is going to be in 2018.
I don't believe it.
I'll believe it when I'm playing it, but by far that is the game I am most looking forward to, just period. So I can't imagine it. If it doesn't come out this year, I'm really going to be frustrated because we've seen so much of this game at this point. We've seen the Toy Story world. We've seen the new Hercules world. We've seen Tangled's world. And I know there's probably a ton. And we know there's a Baymax Heroes, Big Hero 6 world.
Yeah.
There's it can't be far from being done. You know what I'm saying? Like we've got to be getting close. But everything we've seen just looks amazing, beyond amazing. So I'm just really hyped for it. I can't wait to play it.
My stupid shoe came untied.
Brody's losing his shoes. All right, Steven, what is your number 1?
How could you let that happen?
Oh my God.
Turn his volume down.
First pun of 2018.
Oh man, there you go.
Mute him.
Bringing
please.
in a good one. All right, what's your number 1, Steven?
So, Brody, I know what your number 1 is, just by process of elimination, and I'm glad that that's your number 1, because it's my number 1, but we're going to talk about that later. I have to mention it, Anthem.
Okay.
I'm really excited for it, but we haven't really seen anything.
Exactly. I don't think it's going to come out this year, but who knows? And I guess I'm just... You can put it on my anticipated to learn more about list, because... with Battlefront 2 being the way it was, and EA kind of basically straight up saying no one wants to play non-open world loot shooters anymore, so it's a bad sign that Anthem is going to get more Battlefront 2 and less Mass Effect, which is a problem. But I'm holding on to hope. I thought the E3 stuff was awesome. I really hope to learn more about it. We will see what happens.
We will see what happens. I definitely, after playing Destiny, I'm more open to what the game looks like it's going to be, and you know, you guys think it looked a lot like that. So I am curious to see more about it. I agree with you, though. I hope EA doesn't take it towards Battlefront 2. Surely at this point they've learned their lesson from Battlefront 2, or at least that was enough of a bomb to at least be like, okay, let's back up a bit. What are we doing wrong?
I really hope that BioWare is really taking note of how pissed off people are with EA and with Bungie. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I hope they do. I don't know if they will, but hopefully they don't just screw everything up and make it full of microtransactions to get like the cool suit you want or something.
Right. Well, hopefully they won't do that. But all right, Brody, you're number 1.
Is Monster Hunter World.
Oh, I should have. I didn't really read your list that you sent, so I should have known that was coming now.
Yeah. Me and Steven are both looking forward to this. We only have a little over a month.
Comes out in January?
January 26th.
Wow.
Yeah, by the time this airs, it'll be like 20 days.
Yeah. Really close.
It feels like it's taken forever, but I'm so excited to like just fight everything. We
Yes.
fought like let's see, we fought Anjanath, we fought Jagarath.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Bareth.
And then the
Jurassidonis.
Diablos, we fought that a little bit.
Yeah, Diablos. So like 5 or 6 Rathalos. Yeah, there's like 6 in the demo.
We killed the big fish one.
Yeah, Jurassidonis. I counted that one. It's just gonna be such a good game. I know like that. There's probably some people that can't get into like the core gameplay of it because it's just looping. Is Robbie still here?
Jonathan is.
Oh, okay. Because it's just the same thing like over and over and over again to get the kind of gear you want and like everything like that. But that's fun to me. I like doing that. But I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, and the grind isn't going to be so bad because of how well the game itself plays.
Yeah.
I'll admit, I had a lot of fun playing the beta with you guys. Mm-hmm. I've mentioned this before. It looks complicated. Like the beta was fun because I was just like, I don't care about any of this. I'm just gonna go hit stuff.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I hope that the more complex stuff about it will be easy to pick into, will be easy to adapt to.
You'll be able to pick up on combos and stuff. Because, I mean, there's the training room. It tells you some of the combos.
I'm thinking more about like gear and like there were potions. And I know there were a lot of things we walked past that you could pick up. But like I wasn't worried about it because I knew none of that was saving.
Well, as far as gear goes, there was some depth shown in what we saw.
There definitely is.
Yeah. Each piece of gear that we saw, like if it says attack boost, then you can have more gear pieces that have that attack boost thing, and each time you get one, if you look at the gear information, it says if you have 3 of these equipped, this happens, 4, this happens. So it's like Diablo and Division sets, but it seems like that's going to be in basically every piece of armor, which I think is pretty cool.
No, it has so much depth. Mm-hmm. I guess what I'm saying is I don't know that my play style is gonna adapt well to that depth.
Yeah,
I like to pick the armor that looks cool and just play the game like I want to play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
that's a worry for me. Is that I'm gonna want to go like bowgun, and that the bowgun armor is gonna look like a flamingo or something, and I'm not going to be able to get behind my character.
I think I read that there's a transmog thing.
There is.
I think.
See, and I always like those, but I don't know. I'll say this much: the beta, when we played it, really kind of made me think, okay, maybe I should look at getting this. It was a lot of fun. So
I'm definitely gonna.
And then the story, we've seen the story trailer. I didn't even realize that was going to be a part of it. That looked really cool.
I mean.
Like it may not be a good story, but like it just looked cool.
Yeah, going through like Monster Hunter stories before is like they're nothing special, but they're still fun to play.
Right. But that was just an element of the game I didn't even know was there.
Yeah,
so it looked cool.
And that's that, people. Welcome to 2018. Hopefully, we are not dead yet.
Well, we're not dead so far, so we're doing pretty good. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Chortle Cast. We do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, there's a few things you can do for us. If you're watching on YouTube, you're already at chortlegames.com. You can leave us a YouTube comment there, and we'll read those out, and we appreciate all of those. If you're listening on iTunes, you can leave us a nice little review. That really helps the podcast out, helps other people find it. And then you can send us an email at chortlecast@gmail.com. Let us know about topics you'd love to hear us talk about. If you want us to do more lists, things like this, like maybe best PS4 games that we've played or something like that, send us those suggestions in the email. We'd love to do that. And last but not least, you can always tweet us on Twitter at Chortle Games, and we'll tweet you back. So, 2018 so far could be a really good year for games. I'm afraid with the Switch, it's not going to be. I feel like the Switch really upped 2017. Like there was just a new console, bunch of great games for it, and that really kind of bolstered the year. I don't know that we have anything like that to look forward to in 2018, but still a lot of great games to look forward to, like God of War. Plenty of all the things we listed here.
I know there's a lot of good PS4 stuff coming out.
Yeah,
they're probably
Days
going to do
Gone
like
looks interesting.
Yeah, they're probably going to do a Nintendo Direct kind of early this year.
Yeah, they have to at this point to let us know some of the other stuff. And there's a lot of Switch games that are coming. Like the Yoshi game looks interesting. I'm personally not looking forward to it, but you know, there's some other great sounding things that are coming down the line. So this could be another great year for games, but we're just gonna have to wait and find out. So
thanks for tuning in.
Is that your final words?
Pilgrim.
Huh?
Pilgrim. Is that your Red Dead voice?
Thanks for tuning in, Pilgrim.
Welcome to 2018. We're going to have plenty of great content coming to you for Chortle Games. We've got a bunch of episodes of Gang Beasts ready to come out. We've got some more Jackbox games. We're going to be doing a lot of VR this year. So stay tuned and look forward to all of that. We will continue to see you as the year goes on.